Hello, I'm Sarah Webster. Right. Okay. Hello, I'm Sarah Webster, and welcome to Finding Love After Loss. So it's about losing your one true love. Today we're going on a journey, and I want to make this a special place. So just join with me. I know this isn't in real time, it's a recording, but in this time, in this dimension, there is no time and space. So anybody that's listening to the recording in the future will join with us. So concentrate on me and send me love, and feel me sending love to you. Take a nice deep breath in. Hands on your heart, it's a bit high up. And just feel ourselves connecting. Feel that love spreading around the world, no matter where you are. Feel that love spreading around the world, coming to you. That's right. Absolutely gorgeous, especially after all this time of not being able to hug. Imagine we're having a wonderful, warm hug, a healing hug. That's right. And I want you to say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Say it with feeling. That's right. Now, connected, I want us to ground to the Mother Earth, so we feel that energy of our wonderful Mother Earth coming up through our bodies and grounding us, and a light coming from the furthest corners of the universe, the beautiful healing lights. So we're in a wonderful space where things can happen that we haven't thought about. So there's a lovely story connected with this picture, and I want you just to look at that picture and take it in, because in a moment, or in a little while, we're going to be taking a walk in that magical, mystical forest. And if you have any trouble imagining, just take that in and get drawn into that wonderful place. There's a lovely story that goes with that, and the man that painted it, who has passed away now, he had a wonderful love story to tell. And I was his hairdresser for years, so he told me lots of lovely stories. He loved his wife very, very much. And he'd come from the other side of the track, and her parents did not want their daughter marrying riffraff like him. But love won out, and they struggled on, and they made a lovely life together. And latterly, she became very ill with rheumatoid arthritis and was in great discomfort. And it was getting worse and worse. And she was crippled up. She couldn't leave the sitting room. She had a bed in the sitting room, a commode, and I would pop round occasionally and do her hair. And her loving husband was diagnosed with cancer, and he was told he wouldn't have that long to live. But in true love story, he made himself live long enough that she died first, so he was able to care for her. And he did this not only for the love of his wife. He didn't want to leave the burden to his one daughter, whom he also loved very much. And the wonderful thing is, his wife died, and then 10 days later, he slipped away, and all that agony was gone. And I was able to tell his daughter, she was a shame Dad lived. And I knew, because he told me he was only living for his wife. And I said, and his daughter, and I was able to tell her that he only lived as long as he did because of that, because of his wife. So it was comforting all round. And now I have his beautiful picture. So I have memories of him when I look at the picture. I just thought I'd tell you that one because it's a rather lovely way to start the story about finding love again. Now, I want you to just tell me, put it in the chat, how ready are you to move on and love again? If it's 1, not at all, or 0, should I say, not at all, or 10, you can't wait to fall in love. You're out there, you're ready. If you are, this is probably not for you, but you might enjoy it anyway. So if you'd like to put that number in the chat box, or if it's a recording and you can't do that, I'm not sure, but just write it down. It's interesting because you might feel very different at the end of it. So what about me? What is my story? Just to give you an idea where I'm coming from. Imagine you're 17 and you're off on your first adult holiday. You've got 2 college friends and you're flying to Amsterdam. Oh my goodness me. In the 1970s, it did have a bit of a reputation as being rather free-thinking, open. There was pot smoking and lots of prostitutes in windows. So I was excited, and guess where my youth hostel was? Right in the middle of the red light district. We got the bus there. It was like, oh my goodness me, I'd never seen anything like it. It was fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And we went to our hostel. Now the hostel was 1 guilder a night, which was not very much at all. I can't remember quite what, and there was 2 dormitories, girls one side, boys the other, security guard and an Alsatian down the middle. So there was no hanky-panky, none of that stuff. So we'd been there, I don't know, about 24 hours perhaps. And in the common room, there were 3 rather nice German lads. And one of them particularly appealed to me. And we didn't have much language, but we managed to, I gave him the eye. And before long, we were an item, shall we say. And it was Easter time. It was really, really cold. And as I say, there was no dormitories. There was nowhere to go. Common room, you couldn't lie down in the park. And on the odd occasion, we'd been snogging in the street. We'd had some rather irate lady in her window going, on you go, move on. Like, oh dear. Well, we managed, and we got very passionate. Just longed to be alone together somewhere warm and cozy, but it wasn't going to happen. And their holiday finished. And I have to say, Ernst spoke a bit of schoolboy English, and I had absolutely no German at all. So there we were, saying goodbye, and he said, how about, can I have your address? Can we write? And I'm thinking, what's the point? We can't telephone because I can't speak any German. I can't write any German, and he couldn't really translate very much. Without Google Translate like we have now, and Facebook and all those easy ways of keeping in touch, it would have meant telephoning or writing a letter. And I just thought, had a practical moment, and I said, what's the point? So I kissed him goodbye and off he went. My heart was broken. Oh my goodness me, was it broken? And I went inside and I sobbed and I sobbed and I sobbed. I thought, oh, I can't stand it. And I thought, why have I done this to myself? I'm going to go to the station, to the big Amsterdam station, where I knew they were catching the train in the afternoon. And I'm going to wander around until I find them. It was there for hours. I looked over here, I looked over there. I couldn't find them. That was it. Gone from my life forever, but not gone from my heart and my imagination. I was distraught. I was 17, so I did manage to enjoy the rest of my holiday. I came home and I just was like, oh, all I could think of was what might have been. I gave him such a, he was like a prince. He was wonderful, and I wanted him. And I came down to Cornwall and I met somebody else. And, in hindsight, it could well have been because I was so much wrapped up in that affair that I'd not had in Amsterdam, the one that could have been so passionate and so wonderful. It was all in my imagination. And for many years, I worked in a tourist resort and I used to think, I wonder if I'll ever see him. Is he here? Will he come in? Well, I don't know if he did or not, but I didn't see him and I've never seen him since. And to be honest, I am a little bit skeptical of looking for him, finding it, killing that wonderful picture I have. And I rather hope I have the same effect on his life. But that it's an example of just how when you're separated, when there could be so much more, your imagination fills in the gaps and we really don't move on. It took me, well, I've never really got over it. Here I am telling you that, and it's like it was yesterday. Amazing, isn't it? So I expect that's evoked the feeling of first love that you would have had. And age is no barrier to love, to falling in love, feeling. In fact, if you feel passionate and love, the years just drop away. It doesn't matter how old you are. I was 50 when I fell in love again, and it was wonderful, wonderful. It still is wonderful. I did all the things that teenagers do. So age is no barrier. I've even known a couple in their 80s, well, late 70s and 80s, who actually were more passionately in love than they'd ever been with their previous husbands, wives. It was very beautiful to see. So stop making fairy tales about things that might have been. Let's get back to real life. It's not that what might have been is guesswork and imagination. Love means different things to all of us, depending on our experiences. So think about it. Just think for a minute. What does love mean to you? I'd really like to know. To love is to live. Feeling the many highs and lows, it's impossible to fall in love without the pain of loss. When we hang on to these feelings long after loved ones are gone, we suffer. And something in us starts to die inside. The emotions we feel gnaw away at us: betrayal, sadness, anger, fear, guilt, loss. Now, if any of these emotions stay locked in your body, they fester and grow, creating dis-ease in the future. Maybe not now, maybe 10 years' time, 20 years' time, or even 30 years' time from now, you will feel the effects. And who wants that? We don't need to have it. They need to be dealt with. They need to be out of your system. It doesn't mean forgetting people. It just means bring it out and let it go. And you can move on. There's plenty of examples of people who do just that after really tragic things, but they can move on with an open heart. So you will have the power after this to tackle those emotions. They'll fade away and they'll be gone forever, replaced with a lust for living. Yeah, that can be you. Love is a great healer. It has magical properties. Do you remember when you were first in love? All the aches and pains just disappeared. You could dance all night. Or as a child, when you fell over and hurt yourself and your mum put her arms around you, warm, loving embrace, and everything was all right. We're here to live with passion, to dance as if no one's watching, and to love as if you've never lost. Now, imagine your future if you don't let go. Carry those emotions to the grave. No passion, no meaningful sex, no love, a growing bitterness and a huge sense of your life wasted. What was it for? Just take a moment to imagine that. Imagine if you don't move on. It's time to make those changes now. If you always do what you always do, you always get what you always get. So do something different now. Are you ready to invest in your future? Stop beating yourself up. Close that book and start a new one. You have the power. What will you gain? Just ponder that for a moment. A whole new adventure beckons. Excitement. New experiences. Warmth. You'll fall in love with yourself. You may find an all-consuming purpose. Just maybe when you're ready for you might even be ready for a new romance to blossom. Get a zest for life, a massive input of energy. In fact, it's a possibility your life will take on a whole new direction with love, joy, and passion. Get ready. Just imagine that. You're free to love with passion, nothing holding you back. Nothing. Wow. Are you on board? Are you ready now? Let's do it. We learn about love when we're very young from our families, friends, culture, religion, etc. It's not always a good example. And we are looking through the eyes of a child. And sometimes the adults do very strange things that we cannot understand. So it's not surprising we get a jumbled picture that doesn't serve us. While young, things are said or overheard that get lodged in our unconscious mind. And they become our bedrock of belief, which is then difficult to change. Once you get to the age of 7 or 8, when our critical faculty is formed, which is like a filter system only allowing in what we believe to be true. In hypnosis, we can lower that barrier and remove painful, unhelpful beliefs and introduce helpful ones. And it's quick and painless and very effective. After this, your old, outdated beliefs about love will be gone. They will fade away so completely that you'll find yourself falling in love. Now, hypnosis is like a tango, something we do together to create the magic. I lead with my voice and you follow my instructions. Imagine what I ask you to imagine and see what I ask you to see. Hear what I ask you to hear, using all your senses as best you can. We can all imagine the aroma of a lovely cup of coffee. Smell that now. Or see yourself inside your own bedroom. It's just like that, using your imagination. And whatever happens is fine, just relax, play along. If anything happens in your home that you need to react quickly, you will snap out of your hypnosis and deal with it perfectly. You'll do just what you need to do. Or if the Zoom goes down, and whichever side it is, you'll just drift out of hypnosis and realize something's happened, and you can join again, or I'll make the effort to join depending on what's happened. So in a moment, I'm going to establish communication with your unconscious mind, so I can talk to the part of you that's responsible for stopping you falling in love again. We all have parts that run our lives: the teacher, the mother, the driver, the musician, etc. We do each character without thinking. How often have you driven home from work while thinking about what you were going to make for supper or what your boss said to you? It's your unconscious mind that does the driving. And sometimes when the teacher steps in when you're at home, where the mum ought to be, and the kids aren't happy, it's scary when mum turns into a teacher. So I will ask your unconscious mind to communicate with me. And it will give me signals. There'll be small signals. I don't want you waving at me or, nodding your head. They will happen. Things will happen. Your eyes will twitch, will flicker, your muscles will move. You might change your breathing. There'll be little signs I've been looking out for, but they're not things you have to do. They're things that happen, that come from your unconscious mind. So just relax and go with it. I'll know when your unconscious mind is communicating with me. We're ready. I will give you a taster so you can understand you are in control. It's your imagination. So there's no quacking like a duck or barking like a dog. I'm not going to make you do anything you don't really want to do. So I'd like you now to put your hands out in front of you, and I'll put your left hand out and imagine that in a fist you're holding on tight to a fire bucket and it's full of stones. Right, feel that, how heavy it is. It's feeling really, really heavy, and your muscles start to strain. Now the right hand comes out and have it flat, as if you've got helium balloons tied to your wrist. And notice how it wants to drift up. It's being pulled up by the lightness of those helium balloons. I want you to shut your eyes and just go with it. Concentrate on that hand, the right hand, lifting and lifting, feeling lighter and lighter. And the other one is really straining now. I'm putting some water in to fill up any gaps, and it's straining and straining and straining as you are. That's it. That's it. Now, I want you to keep your hands exactly where they are. And I want you to just open your eyes now and notice the difference. Where's the bucket? Where's the balloons? It's your imagination. You've done it all by yourself. How clever is that? Now, do one more little trick, which is simple and quick. So imagine you've just sliced through a lemon on the chopping board and it's squirted out. You're now picking up that lemon, picking it up. And I want you to bring it up to your mouth and smell it. And now you're going to take a nice big bite. Can you feel your mouth watering? I can. Where's the lemon? There isn't a lemon. It's your imagination. Always, always, your emotions win out over your practical way of thinking. Because we've all done it. If you're afraid of spiders, a little diddy spider in the corner, no matter how much you need to get control of your practical thinking, it's not going to hurt you. Your emotions have had it. You're up on the chair, you're out the door. So anyway, now we're going to do it. Hypnosis. So I want you to put your hands out like that. Bring them together, crossing your thumbs, really tightly. Bring them in like you're saying a desperate prayer. That's right. Now, just in a moment, I'm going to get you to pull your two fingers up, your index fingers apart like that. and you're going to focus on your fingers. And as you squeeze your hands tight, you'll find those two fingers pulling together, pulling together, pulling together like they've got magnets. So do it now. That's it. Squeeze your hands tight and feel them pulling together, pulling together, pulling together. Now, when your fingers touch, I want you to shut your eyes. Feel them squeezing together, stuck together. Notice how stuck they are. And I want you to try and pull them apart and find you cannot. They get tighter and tighter and tighter, tighter and tighter. That's right. And the more you try to unstick or lock them, they lock together tighter and tighter. They're almost like they're made out of one piece of wood, glued together, stuck together, tighter and tighter. That's right. Now, in a moment, I'm going to click my fingers and your hands will loosen and they will slowly and just softly just drift down to your lap. So get ready. Drifting down to your lap. And as they drift down really slowly, you're going to go deeper and deeper, following my voice. Deeper into hypnosis, your hypnosis, just drifting down and down. That's right. Just to consider any unwanted beliefs you have can be dropped just like that. You thought your hands were stuck, and a click of my fingers and they were unstuck. We can unstick old beliefs, old outdated beliefs, just as quickly. My voice, my words will go with you. Your conscious mind will drift off somewhere else completely. I only want to speak to your unconscious mind now. Everything I say will become your reality. You will take my suggestions on as your mind drifts, without boundaries, without borders, without limits. You'll go deeper and deeper. Any sound in the room just takes you deeper and deeper. I don't know whether one of your feet might feel lighter or heavier than the other. Or perhaps one feels warmer. Or your hand is starting to tingle. Maybe your right hand is starting to tingle. Just notice in the palm of your right hand a tingling sensation. You can move that tingling sensation. It goes right up your arm, over your shoulders, through your body and out down the other arm. And you'll find your left hand tingling. That's right. Feel that tingle. And I want you to notice sensations in your body that normally go unnoticed. You just drift deeper and deeper into that wonderful feeling of hypnosis. Just drifting and floating, floating and drifting. Notice the colours behind your eyes. Feel sensations that normally just go unnoticed. The cool air going into your nose, and the warm air as it comes out. That's right. Your unconscious mind exists for two reasons. It wants to be happy and it wants to be well. It does not understand negative instructions. So they'll need to be clear and stated in the positive. Let go of any negative limiting thoughts and see yourself achieving those goals. Your unconscious mind goes with me now on a wonderful journey. Just relax and go deeper and deeper into that wonderful sensation where nothing matters. You've got all the time in the world. Nobody wants you. Nothing to do except listen to my voice. She looks up from the page and sighs, shuts the book one last time, and then looks out of the window. You will remember all the best bits. We always do. It's easy to believe you can love again. Imagine there was a beautiful princess who fell in love with a handsome knight. He came a-courting riding a beautiful white stallion. They fell in love, and very soon they were married. So much in love, they planned for their future. It would be beautiful with adventures, children, even grandchildren eventually. Their knowledge of each other and their love grew even more. Then one day, the knight was called to fight for king and country. They kissed and waved goodbye. It was a sad parting. The princess was overcome with a sense of foreboding in her heart. Alas, once in battle, our knight was mortally wounded, never again to return to his wife and their magical future. It was not to be. When our princess heard the news, her heart was broken. She could not go on. Her mother-in-law tried to comfort her with the words, "It's okay for you. You will eventually find another husband, but I can never get another son." These words lodged in the princess' heart. She would never love again. It wasn't going to happen. She could not betray her husband. She had loved him so much. She'd loved him more than his mother, and she was going to prove it. She would never love again. The beautiful princess had many courtiers over the years. Some suitors lasted a while, others were cast aside quickly. They'd never match up to her knight. He'd been killed in battle. That once dreamed of life they were going to have had had become a fairy tale, by which she measured all her suitors. Not for them were the squabbles and strifes of other marriages. Theirs would have been perfect. She'd made her life a shrine to her dead husband. Their love had been so great. This had made her sad. How could life be so cruel to take her one chance of happiness away when she was so young? Many years had passed, and she'd become bitter. Life had no joy in it. One night day, as she sat in the sunshine, she drifted off to sleep. And while she was dreaming, in rode her handsome knight on his beautiful white stallion. He climbed down and he looked at her with a sad expression. He took her in his arms and he said, "What are you doing to yourself? It makes me so sad to see you like this. Together we learned the beauty of true love. Now you must move on and honor that love. Locking yourself away is not good. It makes me so sad. I want you to take this," as he handed her this parcel, this beautiful package, which she opened with a smile on her face. The whole world opens up when you learn to love again. It's natural, effortless. Now imagine there's 5 steps in front of you. Beautiful, easy steps. You're going to go down them using your imagination. I want you to hear your feet, see your feet, and feel your feet as you go down those steps. 1, 2. As you drift deeper and deeper, deeper into that wonderful world of hypnosis, just drifting right down. 3, 4, 5, and find yourself at the bottom. At the bottom, there's a beautiful gate. So imagine that gate, it's your special gate. Imagine it, how beautiful it is. Whether it's a creaky old gate or a very modern one. But you have the way in. You know just how to unlock that gate. Open yourself inside the secret garden. You shut the gate behind you and you wander around, looking at the plants and the flowers. To start with, it's all so lovely. Sun shining. The garden looks beautiful. Then the more you look, as you turn corners, you see weeds, debris, even plants that are dying. How can this be? I look after the garden, don't I? When was the last time I paid any attention? Look at the grass over there. It's all overgrown and the trees need pruning. Wow, your head begins to spin as you look around. It's not what you thought. You sit down on that comfortable old bench. And then you can just lie down in the warm sunshine. Your thoughts are racing. You close your eyes. And as you do that, you start to drift deeper and deeper to a wave of enchanting hypnosis washes over you. It's so powerful. And you notice your head clears. You look over, and there in front of you see an old wizard. He looks almost as if he's grown out of the ground, with a magnificent hat and a gnarled old stick. He stands there smiling at you, beckons you forward. Intrigued, you get up and follow him down the winding path. You're careful to tread, because the path is uneven and you can feel the roots and rocks beneath your feet. Your nose is assailed with a delicious, heady aroma of warm vegetation. You continue into that mystical forest. Your eyes are growing accustomed to the darkness as the leaf cover gets thicker. You reach a clearing, and the wizard stops. He calls you over and gives you an intricately made silver key and points to a huge twisted tree trunk. As you look over there, many nooks and crannies and cubby holes. And on closer inspection, you can see lots of doors with locks. The treetop towers above you as you search for the right door. You hear a little voice. It's over here, it whispers. And you strain to see where to put the key as you turn the lock with mounting anticipation. The door creaks open. Reaching inside, you feel something pulsating and warm. Feels a little bit odd to start with. You take it, put in your hand, and you take it out. And a wonderful light fills your vision. The wizard comes over and puts his healing arm around you and tells you, this is your heart made anew. It has been healed by the nature spirits of the forest, and it's ready to replace the one that was broken. The wizard takes the heart from your hands, and you look together and admire how wonderful it looks, how perfect. It's undamaged, so resilient. Because, he explained, with this comes all the knowledge you have gained, all the wisdom to put your future, to help you with your future. And with one sleight of hand, it is installed. Now, I'd like to talk to your unconscious mind. So, as your conscious mind is drifting off a completely different place, I'd like to get some these signals to establish contact. So I want some clear signals from your unconscious mind. Maybe it's your eyes flickering, muscles twitching, head nodding, or breathing. Like a signal that I'm communicating with your unconscious mind. That's right. Eyes twitching, muscles flickering. That's right, you're doing beautifully. Now, I'd like to talk to that part that's responsible for stopping you from loving again. When I've got that part, please give me a signal. That's right. You may think I can't see now because this isn't live, but like I told you, there's no time or space in this dimension. And I know. That's right. You're giving me signals. I'd like you now, that part, to explain exactly the positive intention, because we know it's a positive intention. That's why you've been doing this all these years. From stopping and loving again. You loving again. That's right. So give me, when you've communicated that, I'd like you to give me a signal. That's it. Thank you. You're doing really, really well. Okay. Now, there's a wonderful creative resource you've got. And you can find many, many ways, 10, 20, 30, even 100 different ways that can satisfy that positive intention while allowing you to fall in love again when the opportunity is right and it comes your way to live life with joy and passion. So start searching now, and as you search, I want signals. Give me signals that I know you're doing it. Now, while that's off searching, I'm going to have another wonderful experience. I want that essence that is you to come out of your physical body, leave your physical body there, comfortably in that chair, keeping yourself safe. And let that essence of you come up out of your body, out into the room, out of the room, out of the building, into the sky, up above you, floating, drifting, right up. Imagine it. I like to imagine it like the genie out of a lamp or the smoke from a fire, just rising up. Magical energy that is you, is the essence of you, going up and up and up. That's right. And you pop out into that wonderful place where it's always sunny, up, out into outer space. And as you look around at the wonderful, beautiful scene in front of you, you have this black velvetiness strewn with diamonds, with the cosmos, the stars, the planets. It's a wonderful scene. It's absolute awe and wonder. Feel that. And we're part of that amazing, amazing scene. Now look down and I want you to see our beautiful Mother Earth. The trees, the forests, the seas, the swirling clouds, the mountain tops, the deserts. There she is below. That's where we live in our physical bodies. Know all the people that have ever lived, all the billions of people that have ever lived, are all unique, all special. We have our special part to play. We are truly wonderful. The actual percentage of us being actually able to be here as we are is trillions to one. That all the right things had to happen to make us who we are. All those ancestors that had to survive and procreate to make us truly the person we are. Now, as you look down, you see a target, like an archery target, with all the bands of colour. It's a big target. And right in the middle, there's an incredible red bullseye. But that's not any bullseye. That's a mystical, magical place where anything can happen. And in a moment, I'm going to shoot you through that space like an arrow. I'm going to make the noise, and you're going to fly through that space, feeling. And in the middle of that space, you're going to leave behind any guilt, betrayal, sadness, anger, fear, loss, any negative feelings that are holding you back from loving again and having a truly wonderful life. So I want you to get ready. In a moment, they're going to be gone forever. Things of the past, like the vapor behind an aeroplane or melting snow, those sensations will be gone forever. But be brave, because as you pass through the middle of that bullseye, for that millisecond, you're going to feel them really strong. But when you get to the other side, they'll be gone forever. So get ready. It'll be the last time you ever feel those emotions. Guilt, betrayal, sadness, anger, loss, fear. Get ready. And there you are, floating on the other side. Find yourself experiencing all the love you've ever felt, the love of your close family and friends, the love of places, the love of animals, all that love, that passion. Feel it growing, feel it building, knowing it's easy to feel true love. The more you think about it, the more inviting it becomes. Feel that feeling. You can look in the distance. There's a grey cloud there. And you try to see what it is, but it moves further and further away. That's all those negative beliefs just going away. No matter how hard you try to catch them, they're gone. Gone forever. Nothing. No. Come back to that wonderful love. Feel that love. Feel it growing. Feel it building. Now I want you to condense it down. All that love, condense it down into a wonderful, bright light. A small golf, and bring it, a golf ball size light, and bring it into your heart. And feel it penetrating out, knowing it's there. It's penetrating out through the whole of your body. You're feeling absolutely incredible. Now just take that sensation and put it down to the corner of the room so you can look back at your body sitting in the chair. And I want you just to, when you're ready, to assimilate all those changes on a molecular, atomic, nuclear level. I want you to float over to your body and get back. Absolutely brilliant. That's right. Now, when all that's assimilated and you're feeling comfortable, I'm going to talk to that part again that's been off searching and found all those different ways, wonderful creative ways that you can get the same thing. And again, I'd like to thank that part for doing what it's been doing, because I know its intentions have been good and it's been faithful. So now I want it to take on a new behavior, new ways. I want you to install those new ways. Pick the best ones, the ones that are going to give you a wonderful life. So pick them now and install them now. That's right. And when you've done it, I'd like those signals to appear. Yeah, that's great. Eyes flickering, muscles twitching. That's brilliant. You're doing so well. Now I'd like all the other parts that are there, all the other parts that make up you, to shift about and make room for this new way of being, to take them on so you can live comfortably and happily, ready for your new life. That's right. Give me a signal when it's all done. That's brilliant. Nice deep breath, eyes flickering, head nodding. You're doing brilliantly. Okay. The more you remember, or try to remember, those old debilitating ways you felt about love, the more distant they become, until one day they're gone like water down a plug hole or melting snow, out of your life forever. You feel a cleansing, healing light spreading through your body. The negative, toxic energies are being displaced by that wonderful healing sensation, pushing them out as that new heart settles into your body. They're all absorbed, those negative energies, into nature. The wizard holds the old one, looking somewhat worse for wear now. He hands it to you and he says, lock that away in the tree and the nature will recycle it and go on to benefit something or someone else. So you lock it away. You're feeling incredible now, so alive, so energized. The wizard takes you back along that path, which is easy now as you skip along back to the bench where you merge with your sleeping body, which stretches awakened like a cat. Remember that dream, feeling the aliveness, feel the love that's emanating through your whole body, through your soul. Feel it completely. Now as you wander back into the garden and glance about you and notice the plants begin to flourish as you pass by. The grass is filled with sweet smelling wildflowers. The birds are in the trees and the insects are buzzing around. How different it all looks now. Take a look around, admiring the beauty, the miracles that are taking place before your eyes. It won't be long before you come here again to delight in this special place, to take care of it. The garden is always there for you, to refresh you, to remind you how special you are. You have to do it. To do this, you have to just be comfortable. Find yourself somewhere comfortable to sit. Shut your eyes and take in 3 slow, deep breaths. In through your nose and say the words, relax 4 times. Let's just do it now. Relax. 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 That's all you have to do. You'll find yourself in that beautiful garden, giving yourself time to regenerate, looking around you and taking the beauty of nature. You can do that easily now. So as you wander through the path, you find that wonderful gate again. Open it. Take a look at those steps. You're feeling strong. You're feeling incredible. You're feeling phenomenal. And you're going to run up those steps. Ready, steady, up those steps. Up those steps, you go and find yourself at the top. You open that. As you open that parcel, it's a shining heart, warm and bright. I'm returning this to you now. Nothing would delight me more than you to pass it on to another when the time is right, so true love can blossom again. You would be honouring me. The princess woke, realising she had misunderstood all this time. She had thought by loving again she was betraying their love. Now she realised the best way to celebrate their love together was to do it all again, to love herself and live life to the full with passion, to radiate love. Now that her barriers were down, love came easily. And it was not long before she had fallen head over the heels for someone else and was ready to take on life anew. Her heart was fulfilled. As she set off on the new journey, she looked behind her. And there she saw, sitting on his beautiful horse, her handsome knight. He smiled and rode off into the distance. She was free. We can all let go when the time is right. You are free to love again. She walked over to the bookcase, looked along the shelves to find an enticing cover. She takes it down and caresses the leather. It smells beautiful, a new book. She sits down. She's in a different place this time. Opening the book, you're lost in the pages. You cannot put the book down. Deeper and deeper into the book you go, out into the future, 6 months from now. A world of passion, a beautiful story of reawakening. Reawakening to love. Be there now. Feel that feeling. See what you see, hear what you hear. Bring all your senses to life. Your wildest dreams are there for you, for the taking. Believe it. Create those dreams. See what you see. Create that passion. Self in the future. Be that person. Stand the way you stand. It's your future. The book is written, and it's only the beginning. There are many, many more chapters to write. Your ability to love yourself and feel passion for life are all part of my program. But when you're ready, I'm here to help to write the rest of that book. All the suggestions I've given you, all the positive changes your unconscious mind will take on board and implement them over the next few days and weeks. One day soon, you will notice just how different your life has become. You will feel healthier, energized, taking delight in life as if it's always been that way. The old you will be just a distant memory. It'll even feel like somebody else completely. So now I'm going to bring you back to consciousness and your new life, feeling absolutely wonderful, feeling incredible. 1, taking a nice deep breath through your nose, feel that energy surging around. 2, muscles are starting to stretch. 3, you're feeling absolutely incredible. You're bringing all that magic, all that new beliefs coming with you. 4 and 5, you're wide awake now. Now, how likely are you to fall in love? I want you to put that number down. Let me know. I hope you enjoyed this. Sarah Webster, Finding Love After Loss. Thank you.